Dear Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, who hurt you? What's up everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, this is my ode to the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, my open letter, so to speak, to the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro to talk about who hurt you. How did you go from all of the hype that you had to being one of the most critiqued phones that I can remember in recent memory? And that says a lot because there's been a lot of phones that have been really critiqued, but the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro, whoo boy, holy crap. So Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, this is my conversation to you. What happened? Was it Android 12 that got you down? Was it the battery life that does either work extremely well or extremely poorly? You're not perfect. You're actually far from perfect. But it's your imperfections that I can get past because of all the good things that you have that's available out there. You have one of the best snap, point, shoot, whatever you want to call it, cameras in the business. Some of the shots that you take are absolutely exquisite. So much so, I used you, Pixel 6 Pro, to do my family pictures this year for our Christmas card. That's how much you meant to me. What about the performance? Now, from a performance perspective, Pixel 6 Pro, you promised me that you were going to be 80% faster than all other Pixels in the past, and you've lived up to that hype for me. So from my perspective, you absolutely are the performance beast that I needed to see after the Pixel 5, the Pixel 5a, the Pixel 4, the Pixel 4a 5G. You were 80% faster. I see you, Pixel 6 Pro, and I recognize you and I welcome you with these big, really too big, warm arms of mine. Let's talk about that battery life. From an all-day perspective, being a person who works in the business world, what are some of the battery life that I expected from you, Pixel 6 Pro? Well, I expected you at least to give me a full day, if not more. And from my perspective, me using all of the Microsoft Suite, Teams, Outlook, OneNote, Excel, Word, all of that, between that, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and of course I would be remiss not to say TikTok, you've given me all day battery life, and that's all I could ever ask out of you. But I see the Twitter tech community out there lambast you and say how bad of the battery life that it is. But for me, you've excelled in the battery life, everything I needed. Right now, I took you, Pixel 6 Pro, off of the charger at 4:30 this morning, and I'm currently down at 41% at the time of the recording. You are almost a full day. You are well over the 13 hours, 14 hours at the time of this recording. And I'm not worried about you crapping out on me at the very end of the night because you got 41% battery life. You got me through multiple Teams calls. You got me everywhere you needed. So from a battery life, Pixel 6 Pro, thank you. Overall, you've been a good boy, Pixel 6 Pro, but you're not perfect. There's a lot of things that I would love to change about you. One of the main things I'd love to change about you is that fingerprint scanner. While you are a good and decent phone, Pixel 6 Pro, I need you to be a little bit better as it relates to that fingerprint scanner. You either work almost 100% of the time flawlessly, or you barely work at all. And that's where I have to reprogram my fingers or anything like that. Now, those are few and far between. I would say every 20 to 25 times I use my fingerprint to unlock you, Pixel 6 Pro, you work. But then there are those times where it's 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times for you to recognize my thumb or my index finger. And that's just not okay. I'm gonna need you to get a little bit better in the future, Pixel 6 Pro. Maybe it's your little older of a look. Maybe you got that glossy, not matte finish that people don't necessarily like, or the fingerprint magnet that you've become. Is that potentially it? The thing that's turned a lot of the tech community off to you is the fingerprint? I don't think so. I think it's got a lot to do with this next thing, and that's the implications of Android 12. You see, Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, you are currently hampered by some of the limitations, not from your hardware, but actually from your software, the Android 12. You have app crashes, things like that that are happening that's really no fault of your own because of the operating system that you have. So what I would say is, if you want to get a little bit better, Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, you've got to put some time into that software to really get a fully baked experience. 95% of you is absolutely perfect, and I love every single minute that I have you as my preferred daily driving device. But there are a few things that you need to get better at. That fingerprint scanner is one. The app crashes on that is another from Android 12. You've got to get a nice finished Android 12 polish to really augment the fact that I believe that you are. I said it in my review about you. You were the best Pixel that I have ever had. See, what I believe is part of the problem is you're paying for the hype machine and the sins of the past. Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, it didn't matter what you did because you were always going to be looked at for some of the sins of Google's past. And that's really not your fault either. The way that the battery life was on the 4 and the 4 XL, the way that some of the screen stuff happened on the Pixel 2, no matter what you did, you had to come out against a mega hype machine and try to live up to the hype. And honestly, 95% of it lived up to that hype. But there's still that 5% that everybody continues to keep harping on. And it's okay, Pixel 6, you are such a good boy. You're not perfect, but Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, this much I can tell you. I absolutely love everything about you. You will be my daily driving device for the foreseeable future and probably for the remaining part of this year and the better part of next year. You give me everything that I possibly need and you ask for nothing in return. So from me to you, I thank you and I love you. Sincerely, Big Papa. Now, obviously, this video is made completely tongue-in-cheek, right? That the idea is I'm addressing a phone that's an inanimate object, that none of this stuff actually matters. But it goes to show you what I think is some of the ridiculousness that we do have in this community of ours, where a device that can be hyped up so much has become one of the things that is the most toxic as it relates to our tech community, which is really unfortunate because in the grand scheme of things, this phone is actually a pretty darn good device. It's absolutely equivalent in terms of it being darn good for me as any of the other devices out there. If you have an iPhone, those are darn good devices as well. You can't go wrong with that. It's all about which ecosystem that you want to be in. We've got to get out of this game where we're critiquing everything down to the finest pixel. Kevin the Tech Ninja actually said it best, is we just need to enjoy our tech. Quit throwing out pictures out on Twitter or Instagram and constantly pixel peeping to try to find something, reason why that this device is better than this device. In really all the comparison videos that I do, I talk specifically about why I believe for me and my eyes, the Pixel or any of the other devices actually work better. Do I fully believe that this is a perfect device? No, because it's not a perfect device. Do I believe that they got a lot of things right? Yeah, I do. I believe that they got a lot of things right. And I absolutely believe that that whole hype machine, that thing had almost impossible hype to live up to, and it came pretty darn close. So we got to get out of this whole pixel peeping, spec hunting type thing that we're getting into right now. And let's just get back and enjoy the tech that we have in our pockets. So that's it. That's all I have. This goofy video that's out there. If you like it, please leave a comment below about how goofy this video was, because it was absolutely super goofy to make for me. So that's it. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. And as always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.